December 4th, 1872. In the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, just a few hundred miles from Gibraltar, a ship is found. Her sails are still up, but strangely torn and hanging loose. In the galley, food sits, as if it had just been prepared. The captain's logbook lies open on the table. But on board, there is not a single person. 10 people. A captain, his wife, his 2-year-old daughter, and 7 crew members. All vanished. No bodies. No signs of a struggle. No explanation. Just emptiness. This is one of the most talked about mysteries in maritime history. The Mary Celeste. The Mary Celeste was, in many ways, an unlucky ship from the start. Originally named Amazon, her first captain died just days after taking command. Over the years, she changed hands several times, ran aground once, was repaired, and was eventually renamed Mary Celeste. Some sailors believed the ship was cursed. But by 1872, she was simply being prepared for a routine trading voyage. Captain Benjamin Briggs was experienced and well-respected. For this voyage, he brought along his wife and his 2-year-old daughter, unusual for him, since he rarely took family to sea. On November 7, 1872, the ship departed from New York. In her hold, she carried 1,700 barrels of industrial alcohol, bound for Italy. About a month later, another merchant ship, the Dei Gratia, was sailing the same route. Captain David Morehouse noticed a ship drifting strangely in the distance. The sails were disordered. No one was at the helm. They signaled. No response came. A boarding crew was sent over. And what they found remains unexplained to this day. There was no one on board. Some of the sails were up, but damaged. There was water in the hold, yet the ship was in no danger of sinking. The single lifeboat was missing. The last entry in the captain's log was dated 10 days earlier, November 25th, and that entry mentioned no danger, no trouble at all. The crew's personal belongings, their clothing, even the captain's daughter's toys, were still in place. No one, it seemed, had packed in a hurry. The details of the mystery. At this point, the questions start piling up. Why was there no sign of a struggle? Why was the lifeboat taken, while the ship itself was abandoned, when conditions weren't even that severe? The compass was found knocked out of place and damaged. Of the 1,700 barrels in the hold, 9 were found completely empty. And perhaps the strangest detail of all, a sword was found, mounted on deck, with brownish stains on its blade. At first glance, it looked like blood. When the ship was towed into Gibraltar, the British Vice Admiralty Court opened an investigation. The Attorney General, Solly Flood, became almost convinced this was a case of murder or insurance fraud. He pointed to the stains on the sword as evidence. But when the stains were analyzed, they turned out not to be blood at all, just rust. Despite months of investigation, no evidence of a crime was ever found. No one was arrested. No one was ever charged. The case was officially left unsolved. Over the years, many theories have tried to explain what happened. Theory 1. Alcohol vapor. Some of the barrels had been leaking. In the heat, the buildup of vapor may have created a real fear of explosion, causing the crew to panic and abandon ship. Then the wind may have picked up, carrying the Mary Celeste away faster than the lifeboat could follow. Theory 2. A seaquake or waterspout. Some researchers believe a sudden underwater tremor or an unusual wave phenomenon shook the ship violently, convincing the crew it was about to sink. Theory 3. Mutiny. Some suggest a violent conflict broke out among the crew, that the captain and his family were killed, and the evidence was later disposed of. But no physical proof has ever supported this theory. Theory 4. / insurance fraud / some suspected / Captain Morehouse himself / staged the entire scene / that claim too / was never proven / in 2005 / a chemist actually tested / the alcohol vapor theory in a lab / the results showed / it was physically plausible / but still / no definitive proof ever emerged. Cultural legacy. Over time, the Mary Celeste stopped being just a maritime case and became part of popular culture. Years later, a then unknown writer wrote a fictional story inspired by the event, and that story helped spread many myths that still persist today. Half-eaten meals still on the table, tea still warm, details that were never actually confirmed, but bled into public memory straight from that fiction. Even now, fact and fiction remain tangled together when people talk about this case. For more than 150 years, no one has known for certain what really happened aboard the Mary Celeste. No body was ever found. No witness ever came forward. No single piece of evidence has ever answered every question. Perhaps the most reasonable explanation is the panic caused by alcohol vapor. But there is no certainty. Just an empty ship and the silent question mark it left behind. So, what do you think really happened that day? Did the crew panic, or was it something else entirely? Let us know in the comments.